Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is our first quarterfinal of the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Malmö. Twist was doing everything he could to stop it from happening, but the Ninjas take us to 3. They conceded Dust 2. Nuke, though, did seem like the perfect pick given the very developmental stages of these rosters, and they managed to throw it straight back to Overpass.
There was a massive question mark surrounding this game coming into this first quarterfinal. NIP looked to drop off somewhat on Dust 2. They were lost on their timings. The clock was eluding them 3 or 4 times on the T side, but it looked much better on Nuke. You can see they're well versed on that, ready to go. Overpass, the great decider. We know both these teams can play the map. Hopefully a much more exciting finish here and a much more competitive game. We want to see this one go the full distance.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it has been a rather one-sided affair for both teams in their map victories so far. Admittedly, NIP did manage to push Fnatic further than vice versa on their map pick, but the odds, you can see, brought to you by GGBet, have managed to give it just a slight edge to the Ninjas coming into Overpass.
Well, speaking of edge, we do have a knife round to decide the side of the start here, and it will be not so much a CT-sided affair, but it is preferable to start on the CT side and give yourself a nice target to go for in a more tactical approach of the T-Forces here. That will be underway right now, and we'll confirm who we set on that CT side. Looks good for Fnatic right now. It's going to be a 4 versus 2, and hopefully this will set the tone for a very exciting third map. Nuke was underwhelming. You can see Fnatic weren't quite ready for it. It will be NIP to win out in the knife round, so they'll be set on the CT side here, and we'll be underway momentarily to work out who will be our next semi-finalists throughout of these 2 exciting teams here. Swedish prospects looking to have a bit of a resurgence in terms of the legacy that both organization will have surrounding them, as it will be NIP confirming their CT start. Fnatic will have the work cut out for them, but they'll have to recover from that Nuke performance there. Their CT side especially looks very weak, weren't ready for it. But in terms of individual play, I would say that Fnatic might have a slight edge so far, but we did see Forrest really come online in that second map. He was looking deadly.
He really was, and I loved the piece we got to run just before we jumped into our third map with Flusher and Frankie, just talking a little bit about the reunion of sorts, getting to play with JW, excuse me, and Crims again. And that's something that, you know, there is value to. Obviously, familiar territory hasn't always worked in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, sometimes changing it up and breaking those combinations of players. Saying that, though, we see the most successful team at the moment has got one of the longest standing cores we've ever seen from the Danes. But this is a reunion. Crims, JW, and Flusher in a Fnatic jersey on the stage, but up against the Ninjas in pajamas who have taken Fnatic's unwanted Twist and put him to work. Now they meet in the server. Map 3, it's Overpass. I hope you're with us, Malmö. I want to hear the ups and the downs. Ride this ride with us. Overpass, our third map in this quarterfinal. And we're going to be jumping straight into the pistol round. It's going to be interesting to see how many resources they choose to send towards the party area for early info. Twist does look like that's going to be his responsibility, and Fnatic, well, they're going to perhaps be giving more than just information, perhaps lead thrown that direction as they do charge towards playground. And this one will be off to a start. The CTs immediately retreat.
Fast approach here from Fnatic. 3, make it 4 players towards the long position. Not ideal with the rain, that's why they're trying to close that down as quickly as they possibly can. They will enter the bathrooms from the backside here. Rez will at least have footsteps, that there's presence towards long, but does he know they're making their way towards the bathroom position and potentially that A bomb site? Flusher watching the connector for any flanks coming through. And at this stage, Fnatic 2 smokes, presumably 1 towards CT steps and bank. Flash over, get that bomb down. Looks very likely, but they do have the option to fall back, which they may take. They're going through the connector now, taking away CT vision, making sure there's no chance of them getting intel, but footsteps heard and back towards A they go.
Wow, it is just a bait and switch this time, though. It's Rez switched on. Gets the first, eliminates that threat from Toilets, at least towards the long side, and oh, Lekro, precise! Takes the head off Golden before he had any chance to react. Puts 3 now on this take from Fnatic. That was their utility taken away from them. Smokes have plumed, and playing around them is Twist. There's still just 2 remaining, Crims and Flusher. They haven't had a single impact yet on this pistol round, and yet it's as good as over.
Yeah, really not looking good now. A consolation prize at this stage with getting that bomb planted, but that's not even looking that likely considering there's 20 seconds remaining. Flusher does find damage towards Lekro. We'll have to try and convert that shot if possible, but he's got players all around him towards long as well. He's getting chipped away at, does get 1. That's maybe all he finds here. Running out of bullets, has to go for the reload on the A bomb site here. 10 seconds remaining and out of luck. Clean pistol from NIP, held their nerve, hit the shots required. It was Lekro with a stunning shot towards the mid position that really confirmed things there, just taking them down one by one. No response with the Glocks at range, and Fnatic are going to be force buying into this second round here. More of the same as what we've seen on the previous maps here. Deagles, CZs, without the bomb being planted, you cannot bring those rifles out. Speaking of rifles, we have got just the one of them on the CT side. That's Plopsky with the FAMAS, and 3 SMGs and Twist Scouts, which has been very powerful so far.
Yeah, he had an incredible round. 4 kills on that round, and all with that Scout. That was on Nuke, different circumstances this time, but so far, between these two teams especially, that second round, after winning the pistol, has been such a threat. This round, no different.
So what can they do with this? The MAC-10 in the hands of Flusha. They've got 4 players towards the fountain position, making their way down the mid steps. Lovely setup here from the CTs. You can see Twist just trying to bait in his teammate Rez right into towards that corner. SMG ready to strike when he starts to feel threats on the other side, and it's too late. His teammate goes down first. They've actually got the lead here on the T side. They'll make their way towards the A side. Forrest is ready and waiting. He's been superb in the last couple of maps. We'll see if he can step up here once again. First frag is his. He buys some time for the rotations. They'll make their way through and try and get that bomb down. It's going to be the Deagle that finds him the lead once again.
Looking to change things was Plopsky, now Lekro. Does bring it down to the 1v1. He's on for 3 kills in this round. No armor on Golden. It would have to be quite a phenomenal Deagle connection in order to find that first round early here for Fnatic. A stalemate, takes the fight, and a miss. Gives Golden another shot, and Lekro. Wow. Keeping NIP stable. That's a big multi-kill round from him. 3 in total, stops that from spiraling, but my God, did Fnatic have a good go of things. Brings it down to the 1v1 on the Force.
Yeah. And unfortunately, unless they got the bomb down there, it doesn't really do a whole lot for them. They have to take a full eco going into that next round. I say that, they have dropped a Krieg. Interesting. They've got no armor to go with it. Oh, there it is. Brodan will invest towards it. I was about to say, a Krieg going in dry would be very difficult to operate with. Brodan will invest in the Kevlar and helmet. Trying to be the Superman here. He is the young superstar of this team. If he can deliver at this point, that would be fantastic, but it's such a difficult task here. His teammates with no armor, a few upgraded pistols. Glock for Flusha, 80-50 on Golden. And Brodan can't fire a single bullet, can't take speculative shots at all. Needs to wait for an opportunity to strike where he can find a couple of guaranteed kills.
A couple of stray Glock bullets through the smoke is going to help Lekro try and find, zone in on that monster presence Twist. Oh, if he gets this right, this is going to be a very demoralizing loss of the rifle. Roland's conscious of it, and that's a big frag. Stops the aggression. There isn't anyone who's a prime candidate to be picking up that SMG off the floor, though.
Well, like me, they'll be assuming they'll just have Glocks and no armor at this stage. You can understand why the CTs may be a little bit more aggressive than usual, trying to get the round done as quickly as possible, but that's a bit of a wake-up call. Broland with the first, preempting the push from long. They'll take down Twist, and now they have an opportunity of sorts. They've managed to recover an MP9 as well. They have a flashbang and an HE. It's not actually too bad overall. There is a chance they pull this one back. 2-0 at this stage, and Fnatic with a man advantage in round number 3. Plopsky only with the CZ. He was hoping this one to be a walk in the park as well. 25 seconds, such a perfect smoke. They might just have to push through that one.
20 seconds, they're going to join JW up short. This could just be the CT meat grinder. Crimso shifts the odds in their favor. With nothing, not again. Surely Fnatic, they brought 1 rifle, but this round is worth so much more. 5 seconds to contest his res, but Broland, given the rifle, given the chance, and he does thrive. That is 3 frags from him and an important round on the board from Fnatic.
Yeah, they just didn't anticipate that rifle to be out there, pushing around the map. And of course, with just Glocks, that would have been absolutely fine, but this is where it all opened up. It starts to unwind and unravel for NIP very, very quickly indeed. We said Brodan had to step up with that Krieg. He has 3 frags in total, manages to take it to the next round and puts Fnatic in a fantastic position going forward. They will force buy back themselves. 1 rifle, 1 scout, and pistols to go with it. This game really starting to begin now in the 3rd map. 1 smoke, a flashbang on the CT side, and Rez knows he has to cause some damage here, but can't find anything towards the T steps. They will boost towards the B bombs, I hear. Lekro, so good at this Deagle, but given no opportunities whatsoever. As he looks towards a short pipe, Flusha could just jump up and maybe take him down here. Waiting on either side, they don't know how close they are.
Just separated by 6 inches of concrete. And Fnatic looking to win this one and cement the equalizer. take towards long. They're going to leave Flusher to his own devices towards water as the battle really starting on the other side of the map. Twist is going to be willing to take that fight, and that's a good deal of damage, forced off by the Molotov. I'm not sure he's going to be able to find cover. He's covered by, I believe that was Rez, but with the Scout, no armor, one bullet is all it takes. He gets cut down to 33.
Well, back towards B they'll go. They found success there previously with just pistols and that one Krieg. They've got a lot more this time. Everyone fully equipped, flush up. Even though he's just got the UMP, it's a prime weapon for this sort of round. 3 players of our helmets, Rez, as you mentioned, with no armor whatsoever. It will be the first frag opened up, and it should be very clean here for Fnatic. I don't see a chance Electro really does much about this with just the CZ in hand. They'll have to save the M4 and the Scout. Really not looking good for an IP. They had the previous round locked in as much as they were concerned. And it all falls apart, the force by not working out for them. A simple play towards a B-bomb site yields 2 frags and guarantees the round. Swiss will take 1 down with him, but ultimately has to save now.
Yep, it's time to play what was previously quite the tough game, survival, when saving these weapons. Fnatic do look like they're willing to at least apply some of the pressure. JW looking to return to where Twist drew blood. Took down his comrade in Flusher.
So Twist will save the M4, Rez will have the Scout, but it's Fnatic not really having to break a sweat there at all. They take a little bit of damage overall, but 4 players will survive. They'll tie things up. Started on the CT side of Nuke and couldn't really get going at all, but this is looking much more promising now. It does set the tone for this 3rd and final map. Both teams up for this. NIP, even with the saved M4, can't really invest too much into this round. They've got $2,000 per player, maybe a flashbang or 2 to try and commit to a play. A push towards middle perhaps, but they just get a single HE. That's about it.
And that's just been thrown away at the Fnatic spawn. Gives you a taste of the discrepancy for the buy coming into round 5, map 3, quarterfinal number 1. Despite some early utility thrown towards B, there will be nothing to follow it up. JW going to be clearing out that corner. He's being very cautious about that. Wants the presence to be known, though, for the CTs, as putting that M4 in the right place is going to be their primary objective. And Twist, he's made no secret of his spray through. Ooh, not too far off on the return, but for now, this is going to be Fnatic ensuring they don't fall to Twist's M4. They know it's unlikely to have anything else alongside it. Rez, of course, with the Scout. Oh, the boost is perfect with a hole in the wall. They made the hole in the door, do excuse me, but enables Twist to find that angle, that line of sight straight onto JW. That's the advantage they were looking for, now likely to maneuver him around the map.
Yeah, absolutely true. Great boost, though. Really well thought out. 30 seconds remaining, pressure now applied to Fnatic. They're going to fall back towards B again. They have found great success so far that side of the map, where both their rounds have come from. Can they replicate it, though?
Plopsky made the call. Already the CTs are on the rotate towards B. They will be there, but one man really has to do it all. Forrest, he wasn't the candidate, it was Twist, but he's got taken down too. And they pack a punch, Golden ensuring this round goes Fnatic's way. They run all the way down to the last 10 seconds of play. Hold on a second, Plopsky!
What?
2 with the USP! This round was all said and done. Crims to clutch. Rez closing the gap, 1 from short. He knows where they're coming from. Great catch onto Rez. Now Plopsky, can he really do it all on the very same stage? He can't do it. Didn't have any bullets, I don't think.
No, he didn't. I think he had 3 in the magazine there. That is disappointing for him. If one of those bullets connects, he wins the round, but couldn't find it, and Crims wins out on the 2 versus 1.
A familiar face in the crowd. Can't quite believe that. He does all the hard work. Great work with his sidearm. Never opted for the fresh mag. And that comes back to haunt him. We'll see it from Crim's POV. Didn't look like a too difficult shot.
I think he still had it regardless of the bullet situation.
Yeah.
Not confirmed, but still, that they had the position to shut that one down. It will be 3-2 though. That was Eco from NIP. They got tantalizingly close there to finding that first Eco victory, but now will be Fnatic taking the lead on their T side.
Right.
AKs and 1 Krieg.
Looks like a very different look. Rollin, as the smoke clears, he's looking to push, could catch Electro sleeping, does. Smoke in his hand and a bullet in his brain. He's not done alongside Golden. Good damage, sight almost taken already. Very stark contrast to the round prior, but Forrest with 2. Now Rez and Twist. They're on the rotate, and JW could not be in a better position to slow them down, cut them down. They might boost for this, though. They're thinking about it. This could be their way in. They don't necessarily have a kit, so they can't take too long with this investigation.
It's a nice idea. They were hoping to get a quick kill here towards Shore, but without the kits available to them, I think the round is said and done at this stage. It was Golden managing to crack things open towards Monster, and Brodan following things up towards the bomb site itself. Another B-side approach. NIP starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable on that side of the map. It seems to fall apart every single time Fnatic made their way there. It's 4 out of 4 rounds towards the B bomb site. They find success now. Rez will take down JW with him. Money will be strong on the T side. They get $3,500 on top of the amount you can see on the right-hand side of your screen now. Golden with 10,000. Anything but for the NIP side as they save an AK and an M4. They might want to take a tactical timeout at this point and work out how to shut down the offense towards that B bomb site. Indeed, Rez calls for the timeout. And for what's the call going to be? $3,000 for Plopsky and Forest. With the 2 rifles saved, though, Rez could drop a FAMAS. Same story for Twist, but it would still be a difficult, labored round going forward. 4-2 on the T side. Very early days, but a great start for Fnatic after losing a very convincing pistol round.
Yeah, it was a demoralizing way to lose the pistol, barely having a chance before multi-kills came in. Flusha gave it his best shot, but yeah, after that, we haven't heard too much from the Ninjas. They got the conversion, albeit labored. It came down to a 1v1. Let's not forget that. It was Lekro versus Golden, which, thanks to Lekro, enabled NIP to find the initial 2, and the only 2 you see on the board now heading into round 7. Back into the action, though, back into the games. There's just 2 rifles, M4 and an AK-47. Kevlar vests for 4 of them, Plopsky deciding on the armored Deagle as his weapon of choice.
Yes, well, it was Fnatic that stepped up with just the 1 rifle before and pistols. NIP have gone 1 step further with 2 rifles, but still a very difficult situation, but Twist makes light work of it. Lovely stuff there with the AK, great headshot towards JW, and that's gonna be another rifle potentially picked up here at this point. Oh, the spam coming from the doors, that's actually quite impressive from Flusha. He preempts them recovering the weapon. They do get a second AK-47 here. 5 on 4, but Rez taking some damage. Plenty of time on the clock and lots of utility on the T side. They got 4 smokes, flashbangs, and 3 Molotovs as well. They're slowing things right down with the bomb down towards T spawn. Looking to maybe probe towards long. They know it's very unlikely there's the AWP on that side of the map. Twist has to connect here. This spray does nothing for him. A little bit of damage inflicted towards Crims, but ultimately he comes out on top.
Yeah, Twist wanted to do a whole lot more with that when you could see in his reaction. He knows just how valuable that weapon and his position was. Plopsky, though, he did a lot with his USP. Now he's got an even louder version, but no. Not even able to fire a bullet before Flusha clearing out this site. Another presents himself. It was Lekro. Bit of a team flash, though. Will slow down Flusha's advance, and he's got a good idea of where Lekro is. Has to get this right, does so. Now the round should be Fnatic's. The bombs arriving from Broland. Just Rez and Forest, they'll be picking up those rifles and likely just trying to give them another shot in round 8. The 7th, though, is all Fnatic. Their T side, they've strung together all of these, I believe. Yep, this will be 5 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. Planting it B once again. The A bomb side really hasn't been investigated too much. The only rounds are given away towards that round. The pistols where they ended up, they got completely wrecked. They thought, you know what, A is not our thing. Let's just focus on the B bomb site, keep it cool, and at this point, another 4 players surviving. It was a nice shot from Twist to open things up towards that connector. It looked like they had promise behind it, but the shots coming in from Flusha towards the squeaky door actually subdued them. They pushed back towards the bomb sites themselves, and at that point, kill by kill, Fnatic overwhelmed them. It's going to be another round on the board in their T-side campaign. Looking very strong now. They take a 5-2 lead. NIP for the first time bring out the sniper rifle in the hands of Twist. Now, does he head towards B, knowing that they've been focusing towards this side of the map so much? The problem is they don't necessarily rush it. They don't go for any fast executions. They run a default and just finish up there once they feel like they've taken vision away from the CT side. It's a very traditional approach towards the Overpass map, but one that's working out very well for them.
Crims with the utility will be in vain, though, because the Molotov arriving from the CT to slow down.
Technical issue, Alex.
Ah, okay.
Just to stop you there before I got out of hand.
Yeah, thank goodness. This looks like we'll be restarting. Yeah, I did see Flusha frantically typing on spawn.
Yeah. He's had a couple of PC issues in this quarterfinal so far. Hasn't slowed them down here on Overpass, at least. If you're just joining us, this is the 3rd and final map in this Swedish derby between NIP and Fnatic. Quarterfinal hasn't really delivered in terms of a really exciting close game so far. You can see these teams not necessarily at a top level just yet and battling each other on an equal level. But the third map's looking a lot more interesting and exciting, I have to say. We've had some very, very good rounds so far from Fnatic. Great teamwork overall. Nothing too technical, but just a great overall approach. Flusha will be disconnected and have to rejoin momentarily. NIP, remember, bringing out the AWP the first round and a 5-2 deficit, hoping that Twist can step up to the level he was on Nuke. He had some amazing, just awesome moments to the AWP there.
That's for sure. And an interesting one that caught my eye while scrolling through the forums was regarding the fact that Fnatic have yet to fall to the Ninjas since 2015, a frag bite of sorts. They haven't lost to the Ninjas on LAN for 4 years. I'll double check that. I haven't fact checked that myself.
You put yourself out there?
Well, I mean, I've prefaced it by the exact way in which I attained that information. Should be okay. But if that stands, that's something that NIP have the opportunity to break live in Malmö 2019. That is assuming they can get their 5th back on the server. Thank you for your patience during the series. I anticipate it's often just one player. One guy draws the short straw, you know, day 1 in the arena, someone gets the short straw, and some poor admin starts sweating profusely as he rifles through SSDs.
Yeah, absolutely. They've already replaced his PC once, so hopefully we won't have to do that again. Fnatic looking to continue the pace they've already set. They've got momentum behind them. They've picked up a lot of rounds in a row here on the T side after losing the pistol and the second round force buy as well. It was a third round solo Krieg. They put so much promise towards Brolan in that round. They've said they're trying to build this team around him. He's got the individual talent. They're trying to teach him what they've already experienced throughout the years in their major campaigns, the trophies they've lifted over the core 3. That's Flusha, JW, and Crims, of course, and he delivered there. He's stepping up on the big stage, doesn't seem to be phased whatsoever.
No, and it's unfamiliar territory for some of the names. Wanting to replicate the playoff spot in their closeout of the year, and of course, converting that into the next, but it's going to be a question of time. It seems like it's quite a polarizing conversation when you ask, you know, players, how long do you need to develop a new roster? I think obviously it's on a case-by-case basis, but the numbers I've seen thrown around by the likes of MSL, he says 6 months. Existence said something like 12. That was always quite a funny one. But in terms of developing as a team, once you have all of the right components in your mind, has had a very different time tag attached to it by everyone I've spoken to. It seems like that is just up for debate.
Well, I guess they were both relatively relieved they were up against each other here in the quarterfinal, knowing that both teams aren't essentially world-class at this point. There are some scary names in this tournament, some very exciting teams left in the bracket.
We see now Vitality and Mouse Sports, of course, in the other quarterfinal, but Na'Vi and Astralis, with their performances, have put them in the semi-finals. There is some huge names, and you're right, there is probably an element of that, and also an opportunity to do this in front of a Swedish crowd. They travel the world doing exactly this, but it's very rare they get to play in front of a crowd very close to home. And during this tech pause, by the way, Malmö, they can't speak. They are just staring at you. So if you want to give them a little torch on your phone, something for them to remember their trip to Sweden, whether it's not a semi-final, whether it's a... That's lovely.
Yeah, on the last remaining members of the original NIP lineup, Forest now flying solo with younger players around him. NIP in a quarterfinal hasn't been too many of those in recent years, that has to be said.
That is for sure. Does look like Flusha is back into the server, so we're getting close to getting this game back underway. If you've just joined us and wondering why we're monologuing, I'll tell you exactly why. Flusha needed a fresh PC. Love the energy, absolutely love it. Getting the sleep out of our eyes, as it does seem like it's time to get straight back into the action. The score is 5-2. 5 for Fnatic on the T side of Overpass, the third map. Anticipated to be the closest of the 3. And you were talking about the AWP.
Well, there it is. Twist will bring it out. NIP need to start coming online here. Only had the pistol victory. An anti-force by success so far since the gun rounds have begun. It's been Fnatic. They've been running them over here. A great T-side so far, and Golden looks to set the pace towards middle, trying to find the opening frag if possible. Smoke towards the bathrooms. Confirms that the initial connector position is clear. Speculative bullets towards the bathrooms at JW. Always spots one. Flicks to the spray, takes down Lecro once again to open things up. It's a very early frag, but Plopsky will answer back in due course. That B bomb site once again is being a nuisance for them. Forrest, playing out of his mind in the second map, will have to deliver here. Needs to take down JW if possible. Encroaches on their position, aggressive play, knowing he needs to find frags, but JW well aware and will answer back once again. It's twist towards T-spawn though. AWP fires off a bullet into the chest of Golden. 3 versus 2, 1 minute remaining. CT is completely segregated at this point.
I mean, he is going to solve this mystery on his own. The fact that he's doing this alone and with the bomb, my God, he's worked it out. But where do you go from here? JW's tucked in on sandbags. Twist is back in toilets. Let's not forget he got his first frag all the way towards T-spawn. This hasn't been a standard round by any stretch of the imagination. And actually, Flusher could get the sound cues. Look at this patience paying off. Oh, wow.
He knows. So that's going to be the CTs playing with each other. Towards the B side of the map, Flush Up completely destroys the one final player towards that side of the map. They know exactly where Rez is. 2 versus 1 now. He's got his work cut out for him. Bomb planted towards A. Yes, he has a kit, but only a flashbang. AK-47 in hand, and just trying to see if there's any T presence here towards the B side of the map. It looks like he might be out of luck here.
Yeah, that does look like Fnatic again to take another round here on their attack. Setting themselves up. Interesting stance actually taken by Fnatic for that after plan. They just decided to tuck into toilets and flash for a re-aggression just to get the info.
Well, first kill once again in favor of Fnatic. It was Lecro pushing off short. Didn't have any backup from a boost or anyone watching the short pipe. It was actually a little bit problematic for himself there. Didn't really put up much of a fight. They just smoked down, but that was about it. Crims so close towards Red's position, but no frag found. He'll save the AK into the next. 6-2 overall on the T-side campaign for Fnatic. Yeah, looking absolutely marvelous for themselves. Money's still there for an IP. Maximum loss bonus fully online at this stage, and they will drop weapons. Twist will go for glass cannon AWP. He needs to go for initial pick here. They need some sort of an advantage going into this round.
Just try and drag NIP into an early round lead. The smoke stops anything Flusher was considering. Thrown all the way from CT spawn. Rez, though, this is a one-man mission. So many adversaries closing in on his location as well. He has to time this to perfection if he does choose to push. Golden gives him the fight he was hoping for. That's the early advantage. It wasn't Twist, but Rez immediately neutralized, puts us back into an even keel.
Yeah, it's been the problem for an IP, especially in that first map. So many solo 1v1s that there's just no chance of any sort of crossfire or trade potential. Sure, they got the opening kill there, but a 4-on-4 actually favors the Ts in Counter-Strike, especially on a map like Overpass, where the defense will be spread thin in these sort of scenarios, and as opposed to the T side, they can group up together and really capitalize against that. 4 AKs, make it 3 with the Krieg in the hands of Brolan. A few flashes remain, and Twist, remember, no armor here, so incredibly squishy. Spotted by Crims, and oh, he's gone down there. Doesn't even need the headshot. Couple of bullets in his side. He can't believe his luck.
That's a dream. First, being able to get that trade relatively simply. Yeah. Converted now into his second.
Again, just alone. No chance of working with his teammates, and that would be the same story for Forrest there. Does get initial dink. HE follow-up might be enough. Doesn't quite connect. Smokes now towards Bank and towards the CT steps. Looking so good for Fnatic. One of the few times they finish up towards A here. Bomb will be planted, but a frag back from Lecro, but again, traded out.
Bomb to be planted, then Brolan no longer a part of this round, and oh, catching Forrest on the spray to try and stop the plant. Exposed. Puts it all onto Plopsky. He can't even start things off. 3 in the round from Crims. That's all him. Had quite the day. The fans here, especially the one that walked out with Get Right to put that trophy on its mantle. Trophy still a pipe dream for these teams, as this is just the first challenge of many. We'll see that this time from Crims' POV. Yeah, lovely work.
Yeah, even if it's Fnatic over the semi-final, I don't think many people have them winning the tournament so far. It's going to be a developmental process for them, and it has to be the eco now for an IP. 3 Deagles, make it 4 with Forrest and a CZ for Plopsky. Rifles across the board for Fnatic, 7-2. It's such a fantastic start. The Molotov going to make things a little bit more problematic there for Twist, who will avoid any sort of damage, but will have to reposition. Flashbang comes through, and JW continues his probe towards the connector position. There is a player waiting for him, and completely removes him as well. He'll recover a rifle and fall back.
Of course, it's the one man without the Kevlar vest.
Oh, continue to push, actually.
That's quite the opposite of a fallback. However, the timing may not be on his side, given this rather aggressive push now towards long. Rez can hear it, but can convert it. Nearly 2. Body shots to Brawl, and Crim's the same, down to 47. But Twist, gonna check it, and what? Okay. Doesn't matter if you've got no armor, if you're hitting shots like that. The quick reaction enables NIP to now be firmly in the driving seat of this round. There's only one more man to find. They've whittled away at them. Malmö find their voice. 35 seconds. There's no way Golden can really have an impact on this one. He knows it.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Well, there we have it. Twist alone towards that connector. We commented on that being a problem in the previous round, but anything but here. He managed to get the initial Deagle headshot, pick up the rifle, find an absolutely stunning shot from the T-step position to take down a player towards a playground position. At that point, it was player by player. NIP keep 4 up. A desperate situation for themselves on the CT side, but some signs of life here. This will be their 3rd. Fnatic still with plenty of cash. Crims will have close to 16,000 after this one. Golden will keep them in charge. Oh, another kill coming in. That removes one of the AKs. That's actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that works out wonderfully for Golden, keeping hold of the AK himself, but also forcing the rebuy on 2. See that again from Twist POV. Lovely shot onto JW. It all started there. This is perhaps where it finished, though. A panic spray, perhaps, but yeah, precise one at that.
Well, here we go, then. This is where the game really starts to warm up. We're past the halfway point of this first half, and we'll see if NIP can start converting multiple rounds in a row. They're going to have to here. This is more like it. We've got Forrest on that secondary AWP. He'll open things up with a boost, and now they're starting to work out. This is what you want to see on the CT side of Overpass. Working in tandem, maybe a little bit too greedy there towards the end, pushing off in a 5-on-3 advantage. It only gives 1 kill up, however. Does significant damage towards Golden. Yeah, plenty of time.
Even more pressure on Flusher and JW. Oh, and he's trying to exploit the gap and does so. Oh, it works out so well for Flusher. Plopsky gone now, 3 versus 3. And they're advanced. Doesn't look like it's done towards B. Gonna fall off. And double AWPs. It's gonna make it difficult. Should this get close quarters? Should this get into the gritty side of a side take? Flusher trying to ensure the CTs are aware that he is still standing on short. The rest an unknown. They have Rez jumping for info. At the moment, he's just calling all clear, and so Forrest stays poised and posted. Great flash, but he still pulls the trigger. That's Flusher, one of the hardest hitters left for Fnatic in round 11.
That is absolutely massive from Forrest. Pulls the trigger when the flashbang delivers, and it will be 20 seconds remaining. Twist can't find the shots required towards short here. He was given 2 opportunities there. Bomb to be planted, desperately trying to find the wall bang here. Not going to happen though. Decides to give in, but Rez does not. The HE is absolutely spot on, and Twist will hit the all-important shot, the one that really matters towards the end of the round. NIP are back online, 2 rounds in a row. One had to come from Desert Eagles, but that one is a clean gun round there, denying the plan for Fnatic. Nice opening pick. That's what you want to see. So when Lecro puts it off short, it makes so much more sense of a player boosted behind him. He has some backup there. He managed to get the 2nd kill. Sure, he went down, but he did dink Golden in the process and contribute to that frag. And it's round 12 now, getting to the dying stage of this first half. NIP looking to close the gap.
See the fast molly to stop any of the same actions from Lecro. Nading off the door. Lecro wants to be able to provide some support from Underpass. Catching 1 bullet, given the smoke, but a response is much more deadly. Brings Golden down to 50. This is a dangerous game he's playing, but he is rewarded for it, and more damage done to Golden, putting him once again, very early into this round, kind of out of it. Lecro. I was going to say his average damage would be higher. We'll remind you the graphic obviously thrown off by the round reset.
Yeah. Well then, Lecro is just relentless with his short aggression. 1.5 kills found this time. Golden down to just 12 points of health. Sub 1 minute at this stage. Remember, it's a double orb setup for an IP. We haven't seen much in terms of tactical executions from Fnatic, just good timings and great fragging ability. Now hold towards connected with the bomb for now, but Forest, he's ready and waiting. That'll be the kill from the monster pipe towards T-spawn. And that should surely push him towards the A side of the map.
Things have looked significantly better for the Ninjas since they picked up the secondary orb. This round's no different. Twist takes down Brawler. Now it's a battle for escape. Can he really get out of this one? Perhaps he realizes that his best offense... Oh dear! I can't speak, and Twist can't hit his no-scope now. Puts Crimson Golden with just an opportunity, but with no time. It should be an easy cleanup. Rez confirms. They have the choice to pick up that secondary orb again, and they do so. Rez scavenging away to pull into the next. NIP, that's 3.
Yeah, that's a very impressive finish there from Rez. Starting to calm down now. Looking much stronger with the double orb setup, that's for sure. Fnatic don't really have a response at this point. This is their final buy. If they give this one up, they'll be down to an eco situation. Lekro, this time towards a connector. Spray battle commences through the smoke, but no real damage being connected so far. It's going to be Crimson pushes through it and gets towards that short position once again. Forest looking to answer back. Reclaim territory here. 2 players on his right-hand side. If he decides to go any further. Holds the angle for now. Misses the shot.
JW holding his crouch key as hard as he could. Made himself as difficult of a target as possible for Forest's shot. Divide and conquer, Fnatic strategy for round 13. No intentions for anything quick. Bomb still down, way back towards T-spawn. They want to try and find an opening, and actually there was a gap for Plopsky, but JW's just vacated the premises. As the smoke's clear, so does the attacking force. Now starting to advance towards Forest's position. Oh my lord, he's lucky to be alive. His toes shot at, but his heart's still beating. And now that's a one-way in for Fnatic. Golden delivers. Plopsky, he has to do more than one. He wasn't anticipating Crim, certainly not from that position. Now the site is theirs. It's Lekro. He's a sitting duck up there and chooses to drop. Makes sense. Now though, looking to close the gap, try and find a way in. He can't stop it. They're all so low. Oh, he had a real chance there. The lowest being the planter. He could have at least slowed this round down, but this one has been ripped from him. That's another for Fnatic, and relatively clean sheet too. Yeah, a bit of a scrappy round there from Fnatic. They keep 4 players alive, taking a little bit of damage there towards the end, and Lekro had an opportunity to deny the plan and maybe sabotage their efforts towards that side of the map. But once again, Fnatic successful in their B approach. Seems to be their main go-to bomb site at this stage. We're going to have just Twist surviving with the AWP. Hold towards that connector. And so look for any exiting terrorist players at this stage, but it will be Fnatic with 8 rounds on the board. Shoulder bait and a conversion from Twist. He'll take the head off Crims and actually save the AWP, no problem here. The money completely destroyed though for NIP once again. Potentially another tactical timeout here with Rez, $2,000. Lekro, same story. Twist could drop a FAMAS. Plopsky can buy himself. They are going to fully invest it, knowing they need these last 2 rounds, and they've saved the AWP. So there's a drop FAMAS. Rez might have to make do with just a pistol here. He goes with the UMP instead. Kevlar, no nades. Really bottom of the barrel in terms of a full buy. So pins pulled and nades thrown. We start off round 14, map 3. Winner advances to meet Astralis. Loser will be in the stands tomorrow. Roland, considering a Molotov to flush out that sandbag player, but at this point, no one really ready and willing to commit. They are kept at bay by the smoke. Oh, and this is truly the calm before the storm. Now, here comes the storm, and it's hot, it's fiery, and Brolin is the spearhead of this assault. He's got a chance onto Lekro, quick headshot found. Now, already the site is theirs, and another opportunity presents itself. Plopsky, though, looking to defend. It has to be multi-kill, it can't be. Crims makes sure of that. 3 members remaining for NIP. They are scattered. They start to regroup, but my God, another one successful towards Fnatic's favorite site. It's B.
Yeah, they don't look as strong about the double orb setup. That's when they really started to get into 5th gear, but NIP will have to let this one slip by. By the looks of things, they're presenting another player. That's going to be Forest taken down. Round confirmed here for Fnatic. The B bomb site yields yet another. As again, 9 on the board on the T side, looking very good to close things out with double digits here. We knew the money was already low coming into this round. UMP and an orb to be saved. Rez doesn't have a lot of firepower behind him, that's for sure. As Fnatic will keep 4 members alive, they're going to be fully equipped the final round here. But there it is, 9 rounds on the board. They look like the much stronger team here in the first half at least. Twist will have to drop whatever he can.
I mean, you take away that pistol round, you take away the conversion, which admittedly did come down to that 1v1. NIP have got 3 rounds to show for their defense on Overpass. Must win, and the buy doesn't make that easy. Rez, given the AWP, he'll be smoking himself. It's a chance for him to peek alongside it. Trying to find that early advantage. It's previously been provided by Forest. We saw that just a few rounds ago. This time, though, they will have no success with their opening AWP push. Instead, now in the hands of Twist. Speaking of Twist, he has to try and find that trade. Oh, he gets the opportunity. Instead, Golden now enabled to go pushing, and oh, just as he pulls out the nade, that's going to be Twist making that AWP work. He's not in a great position, though, to convert this into a round win. Now Forest is getting tested with the Desert Eagle, and now Lekro similar turf. So much pressure, just the one.
Yeah, that had to be multiple frags there for them to stand a chance in this one. It's a UMP. And the AWP on the retake here. Twist with the sniper. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Looking towards the A side for now. Any sort of opportunity would do at this stage. Flashbang in hand, looking to set up his teammate Blobsky. Flash is decent, but no one found in the initial play. But there it is. But an equal trade makes things incredibly difficult now for Twist. The Incendiary will buy him some time as he segregates the T players here. He has got a kit, smoke down on the bomb site here. Does he go for a full defuse? Time will tell. Fires off the first shot, doesn't connect, now jumps on the bomb, but it's not going to be enough there, Alex.
That is lovely. Double digits from Fnatic. NIP are going to have quite the T side. For now, though, Frankie is standing by on the stage.
I've just been keeping a close eye on the teams here on the stage at the Malmö Arena. And this is unlike most arena matches. There's no hype from the teams. There's no shouting at the audience. They are deadly focused. But there is hype here in the Malmö Arena. Are you feeling excited for the next half? We will find out who will be going to that semi-final after the break.
The first quarterfinals of the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters in Malmö. We are in the Malmö Arena, and NIP and Fnatic have taken to the stage 3 maps, and the last half to be played. Overpass, our machine, he's Henry G. We're into the pistol round, and Fnatic, with their hard work on their T side, are poised to get themselves to the semi-finals versus Astralis.
Final half, ladies and gentlemen. Both these teams representing Sweden. Let's get some hype in the arena. Let's get going. We'll see 2 smokes and JW battling towards a long position. NIP picking up the pace here. Need this pistol round to go in their favor on the T side. They had a very disappointing start here. Their campaign on the counter-terrorist forces fell apart after winning the pistol. 3 rounds picked up after, it leaves them with a 10-5 deficit. They managed to get decent map control here. It's Forest at the very front of the approach. And we're at the end of the bathrooms here, but spotted by JW. They've still got most of their utility here. 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes, and Crims taking significant damage towards our monster pipe.
Interesting they've chosen to put the P250 on Plopsky, telling they expect him to be able to find the additional opener, especially given the fact that he was holding a monster. It's the perfect weapon for the job. And a job he's been rather left to his own devices with. Instead, their project is toilets. Forest overseeing from long, and JW is about to get more than he bargained for. Hoping for information, gets bullets, and now Plopsky on the retreat. He won't be able to do much. Kevlar and P250 squandered quickly. Crims make sure of that. Bomb, though, not down yet. And bullet through the smoke. Ooh, not far off. That's Flusher. He's the one bringing the kit to the party. And now with the bomb down, it's time for a 4v4.
Very convincing move there from Plopsky. Doesn't get a kill, but he certainly pulls all the attention towards the B side of the map, and it's a quick rotation from Fnatic, trying to get an access point here if they can. And it's Rez, this is a key frag, 5-7 in hand as well. Damage inflicted on both sides, Rez and Lekro. Down to around 50 HP, that's a very important kill from Crims, but he's painted into a corner. They're really focusing towards him now, but 2 versus 1. It's the defuse coming in, it absolutely is. Forest can't deny this. He'll have to get the first kill, and it's not going to matter either way. The bomb's defused, a knife attempt here, and Flusher, he'll be the one cashing in. Takes his total up to $5,300. Forest, that says it all. He knows that pistol round was absolutely massive for Fnatic there. But NIP picked that one up there in great stead to get back into this game. They'll have to make do with the 4 spot in the second round. With the bomb planted though, Alex, that means they do get rifles out, and we know how powerful that can be. Some
crucial frags from Golden in that pistol round. The fact that he gets that bank frag unscathed enabled him to go hunting for another. And it's actually Fnatic to call the timeout. That's interesting, considering the state of affairs for the Ninjas. Still a moment for them to have their coach Pitter on the microphone as well. Gosh, that pistol round was so integral. The second, however, is a chance.
Yeah, the fact they get the bomb down, not all is lost. The conversion rate on this sort of round certainly swings towards the T side. 2 AKs, 1 Krieg, a couple of Deagles. Seems to be the main focus these days. That's exactly what we'll see here. NIP have to win this round. They get this one at the 12-5 down, potentially 13-5 with the eco to follow things up. 3rd and final map here. Time running out for NIP. Great to see them in the arena, but will they go any further? It's a Fnatic actually applying pressure here, exploring their options as they get full control and actually heading in towards the T-spawn realm.
Plopsky does seem cognizant that that's a threat, though. Posted up, and this is going to be a very demoralizing way to be killed by your former teammates if Twist does get caught out here.
Oh, JW, so smart. How's he done that?
In case anyone's brand new to Counter-Strike, they can't see through those walls. That X-ray is just for you and me. Sometimes JW game sense can look like he does. Perfect place to stop and wait. 3 remain, but it is the hardest hitting. 3 rifles still in play in this second round off the back of a loss. It is the state of affairs. Nice work from Lekro, though. Eliminating JW puts us back into a balanced round 17.
40 seconds remain. NIP have done well to get back into this round. That push towards T-spawn looked like it was everything. Fnatic knew they'd be up against a buy here. That was for certain, but Forest finds a clinical headshot towards the B bomb side. Crims feeling overwhelmed here. Will have to find the first. Takes down the bomb, buys some time, but Forest will surely trade him out here, but no, Crims gets 2. 20 seconds remaining. They know exactly what Lekro is here. He's already been tagged down to 66 points of health and now has to try and get a plant and 2 frags here. Molotov to try and make things uncomfortable for the CT side, but how does he even get close to this one? Taking more and more damage. One more bullet will do it, and there it is. Crims to finish things off. 12-5, no bomb planted. Has to be the full eco going forward. As we mentioned, that round goes away. It's going to be 13-5 for Fnatic here. They can't do much more than just P250s and maybe a couple of flashbangs into this round. They opt for Deagles, and Lekro's gone for armor as well, so investing quite a lot of money in the context of this round.
Yeah, it was exactly what you painted, this picture, albeit the colors beige and bleak.
Indeed.
But it was a picture you painted nonetheless, and that is the case. It's a possible 13th very quickly here for Fnatic. And Brollan ensuring that that's the start his team gets. A nice double kill towards Playground. And JW ensuring that now the bomb is loose and the round is won. It just res. And Plopsky with his Deagle doesn't even get a chance. Through the smoke, Flusher finds the 4th. And the 5th is about to jump straight into the jaws of JW. Oh, they heard each other.
Yeah, JW knows exactly what he's up against here. Just a Deagle res. He's got a whole lot more on his plate. He does some damage towards Golden, but doesn't mean much unless he gets the frag, which he does not. 13-5. Now on the T side, NIP are in a world of hurt here. They'll have 5 rifles into the next round. Lekro investing a bit more, just has a smoke and a flashbang. His teammates do have the Molotovs though. Round 19, do or die time for NIP. If they can find this one, start getting some momentum up and break the money down with a couple of rounds in a row, they might stand a chance, but it's looking very bleak indeed.
Running out of chances. Lekro running out of smokes, uses it to extinguish. JW is given more than he bargained for around that corner. Plopsky posting himself up on the spiel, and oh, nice work from Brollan, keeping things level.
Yeah, he's playing in a very confident manner, really enjoying that. Years above his experience level. 4-4 for now, and NIP opt towards the long position. Luckily, Flusher will spot them just in the nick of time. He can deploy some utility, allow for some rotations to come through. That's going to be Crims making his way back towards the A site here. Flusher alone with the FAMAS. In terms of firepower, NIP have got a lot more and the advantage now. That's much more like it from Rez.
And now, I think he's going to make the call. This site feels clear, certainly after eliminating 2. They can piece that together on their own, immediately turning tail. Forest with the bomb. They're going to leave Lekro to try and catch CTs should they be pushing towards B from the toilet's vicinity. Now, Twist. He's been battling with Flusher this whole time. Finally finishes what took them the entire round to win that duel. Crims goes down. Okay, so NIP. We said it was a must-win. They concede the first 3 in the second half, which puts Fnatic in good stead. And just the start of what would be a long, long journey for NIP.
Yeah, this was great from Rez. Need to see more of that from him in this series so far. He seems quite a turbulent player, has some remarkable tournaments and then some very quiet ones. 14-10 right now. They're going to need him to come fully online here for them to stand a chance. And Fnatic could have bought into this one, but they make the wise and informed decision of just taking a partial buy. It might even lead to a victory here. Crims with a fast push towards shore. He will recover a Krieg and fall back.
Oh,
58 points of health, but that's really great work from him.
Wow, it's dreamy. It really is. He'll be making sure his Desert Eagle ends up somewhere more valuable, especially now he has the rifle.
You can see Lekro there really focused on the boost position. That's what he's assuming the play would be from the CT side, but Crims just rushes offshore. Doesn't even the player looking at him, just fires a few bullets off in the chest, and there it is, a 5 versus 4 here, and a Krieg obtained. That's going to make things a little bit more problematic now for NIP. They still have the edge in this round for sure. Rez waiting towards Monster for any sort of reactive play from the CTs, and the inquisitive pushes. Spam through the wooden boards here, but nothing connecting just yet. Just a note, no kits available. There are 3 players of Kevlar. Crims down to 58, but maintains his rifle, and for good reason. Finds yet another from the heaven position.
Well, this round is all Crims. NIP versus Crims, round 20. As that rifle is being posted up in a brand new position. Bombs on the back of Forest. They are leaning towards B here, and Golden's only got the Deagle. This should be fine for Forest to start things off. 3 versus 5, but still NIP, they have the weaponry advantage. They're going to lose one of their 3, though, committing to that plant. Forest needs just the 2 of them to hold him safe and sound. Plopsky gets so much information. This should be fine. It's a shooting gallery for Twist. Just one man remains We said it was Crims versus the Ninjas, and it's exactly the case now. 1 versus 2. Can't do much more with it. Ooh. 3 frags from him, a constant threat.
Yeah, that's a sigh of relief there from NIP. Losing the first 2 kills, Forest had to step up to the plate and deliver a boatload of frags towards that B bomb set. They stayed calm though, didn't panic too much, and that was the initial frag. You saw Lekra really focused towards that boost position, but Crims repositioning up here, took down Rez. But as soon as they gave up the B bomb site, allowed them just a little bit of access, that's when it all starts to fall apart. But still a significant round, finding 3 players there, and there will be a bye back into the next. Flusher with the FAMAS and 4 and 4s to go with him. Shots exchanged towards short and grenades as well. It's Fnatic getting the better of the damage there, but that's a nice HE. That will level the playing field.
The great equalizer. Grenades. Wonder how much more damage you'd have done if you didn't have the FAMAS. Not known for its penetration. Grim's overstaying his welcome. There is a nade chasing him. He should be fine though. It's Golden to just catch a little bit to the knee. So NIP's early battles have yet to be too rewarding. Does leave Crimson Flusher with just over 100 between them. And the defensive stance is interesting. The CTs have chosen long as their way to keep the site safe, and aggression from JW is punished. Rez does look to have inspired his teammates to start the push. He will, however, be neutralized. They can now work out exactly how this defense will be structured. They know where Brolin's coming from. Lekra responsible to stop the rotate from Connector. And it's perfect. Can he get the second? He can! NIP. Oh, they've got some staying power. He's got some stopping power.
Yeah.
NIP on this T side. 3 now in a row. That's exactly the same and what they fell to start off this half.
Yeah, that's really good stuff from Lekra. Look at this 3rd and final kill here. So precise, so confident in his own ability. Maybe Ninjas do have something to say about this second half after all. 13-8 now, another eco for Fnatic. Deagles and P250 got a couple of HEs for presumably the mid position. That's exactly where they'll be deployed. Could do some reasonable damage here. Oh, absolutely. Woo. Down the throat of Forest. It'll take him to 44 points of health. Not really like they can convert that though, just the USP. He's going to need a little bit more than that. Flusher with the secondary high explosive grenade. As they go through their default here, NIP just clearing out all the key positions towards that connector. Can be difficult to flush these CTs out if they've got 5-7s or CZs. But for now, it's clear. They actually have 2 players towards the bathroom position. That's Crims and Brolan. There's an eagle in hand.
Well, all grouped up. And hoping to surprise. Just as I say that, backs are turned, but still. This is all NIP. Brolan will confirm. Catches Crims unawares, and oh no, a switch! Oh, it's a problem. 2 frags for the CT side. It can't happen again. Lekra and Plopsky doing their very best to recover. But 2 frags in favor of the CTs on a round they really brought nothing into. Fnatic have already beaten NIP with an eco before. There's no way they do it again.
Yeah, I felt like that snowflake was going to turn into an avalanche at one point.
Yeah.
They're quickly neutralized, and NIP will take the advantage once again. But Crims coming in for the backstab here. It had to be a kill. He does get it with the second bullet, but can't recover the AK in time. 2 on 2, 15 seconds remaining. CT will have position towards long. Oh, great damage there from Flusher. Is it enough? Oh. Golden can't deny the plant here, trying to find a point of access. Krieg in hand. If he can take down Rez first cleanly, he might have a chance here.
It's a big if. Rez is going to just get the shoulder peek, get the information. Golden, no armor. Nade softens him up, and both of them now low. 50 health between them. But he can't afford to take a single point of damage. There's no way. As soon as he starts shooting his bullets in one direction, likely swing, Plopsky pre-fire. And another for the Ninjas. Closing in on keeping things competitive. That's 4 in a row on their attack.
So close there, opening picks of the P250s and USPs towards the connector. Luckily, They had multiple players in that spot and managed to pull things back in their favor. Flusher with the dinks from long as well. If he gets that frag, I dare say they win the round, but silence once again, and NIP now hunting for double digits. Really starting to come alive here in the second half. That's 4 rounds in a row after a 0-3 deficit. AWP for JW. Got a single helmet on the CT side, and that's absolutely fine. They're up against 5 rifles here. JW the first chance, and he delivers.
Forest forced to watch round 23 transpire. And a CT smoke early in toilets will draw the fire of Plopsky.
Well, Brolan deciding to fall back to this side. They've got the man advantage here. He doesn't want to be alone and risk a frag going against him with no trade potential. Golden, they have an off angle here towards Long, and we'll see whether he can actually get the first. And once again, he's taken down. Crims will have to deliver here and convert the frag. Maybe get 2, as flames are all around him. A decent positioning. Oh, it's great stuff here. Flusher with a double spray down. And a very convincing round from Fnatic there, pushing him in towards the B site. It looked like NIP were going to pull it back in their favor there, but Crims delivers, takes all the aggro, and Flusher is able to find multiple kills as they go 14-9 up here.
Oh, he played that so well. He didn't even look daunted by the fact that he'd lost his teammate early. There was Molotov on his spot. He just found a safe haven just enough to catch another frag. Crims, top 3 ADR of all time in order to get here in his game. Just going off. And some individual heroics from him alongside his teammates, of course, supporting him. That's a great smoke that they threw out to extinguish the Molotov and give him away a hidey hole with his high fragging. But round 24, NIP, should they concede 2 more, will be eliminated here in front of the Swedish crowd. Fnatic, the ones to throw the blow, often painted as the villain. And even the Swedish fan base seems to have a favorite, but Fnatic, they're doing their talking on the server, 2 rounds away now from a semi-final versus Astralis.
Incendiary will push Lekro back. They'll often find him towards his position on either T or CT side, it seems. He's pushing off of the CT forces time and time again. Let's see if he can get the wallbang here. Should be able to do some damage, nothing inflicted so far. Full buy on either side. Money low as well. Whoever takes this round will force their opponent onto an eco, and that would be a nightmare scenario for NIP at this stage. That would be series point with no money available. Flashbang's decent, forces out a shot from JW, and he'll have to reposition.
And so it all hangs in the balance. NIP's chances of a comeback, chances of a semi-final, going to be close to determined in this round of play. 48 seconds on the clock. They start to gather. Brolan and JW establishing their hold. Forest first to fall. Brolan is not going to be allowed to get away scar-free, but he's still got a shot. Re-smokes enables him to maneuver, and actually he's going to play close to it. It's his best bet. The flash is good, though, and a wild spray connects! Plopsky finally finds the first for the Ninjas in such a crucial round, but it's a common problem for the Ninjas. With 15 seconds left, the clock is their worst enemy, but so is Flusher. 1 frag, not 2, and it's a pair of frags for Lekro and Rez. Bomb going down, but to contest is Crims, and he's done it all for Fnatic. 15 now on the board, the defuse will come in.
You can even see Crims a little bit disappointed with that. He wanted to deny the plan completely and has completely make sure they have full control of the next round, but that does give them a bit more extra money on the NIP side. Not much, but something now. They'll at least have some rifles out in the next round. Had he denied the plan, they would have been absolutely done for. Of course, NIP are going to call a tactical timeout for what could be the final round of this best-of-3 series. Great work there from Brolan. The audacity to even consider pushing that. He was already tagged down to half HP. He had an option to get back towards the site, but he wanted a bit more. Flashes through, commits to the chaos there, and manages to get a kill through the smoke while blind. And it will be 6 rounds in a row required just to force overtime here, and it'll be the most difficult round of them all. And number 25 here, they'll have 3 AKs, a UMP, and a Desert Eagle for Twist.
It doesn't get more adverse circumstances than that. You're pushing towards a smoke, you've already been tagged, they know where you were. You get flashed, and you just mouse one and wiggle. Brolan put his crosshair in the right place to enable a fantastic frag. And now Fnatic are within striking distance. It's just one round, that's all they need. NIP working with what they could muster. It's 3 AK-47s. For now, we do see Golden responsible for Monster, supported by Flusher. $27 frags for Crims. He's closing in on the 30. Yet to see the full dirty 30.
Right now, Alex, 5 players outside the B bomb site. It will be an execution of sorts. They have one smoke, a couple of flashes, and Molotovs of the barrels. Rez has been delivering in these sort of key duels, and a double stack towards Monster here, trying to bait Crims in. Golden will get the first, holds strong in position, gets the second as well. Bomb goes down, now call for the rotations, just mowing them down one by one. It looks like Fnatic have done enough here. Brodsky will answer back, but he's left in such a difficult situation. 23 HP, and we're all done. It's going to be Fnatic making their way towards the semi-finals here. A great performance in the third. NIP stunned in the first map, came back to life on Nuke. A great game to finish things out, and I think the more deserving team goes through that.
Yeah, Fnatic, great showing on Overpass. You're seeing a diverse, a plethora of different individuals that can step up when it matters. Crims, though, he has maintained some of that form we saw earlier in the tournament, yes, and he brings it to the semi-finals versus Astralis. My God, I mean, that could prove too tall an order, that's for sure. But the Ninjas, they'll go for the handshakes, and one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for both teams, Fnatic and the Ninjas in Pajamas, putting on a show here in Malmö.
Yeah, I have to give a special shout out to Brolan as well. Like, what a fantastic performance. So much confidence from himself and his teammates as well. Really great stuff, an entertaining third map. That's all from us for now. We have our second quarterfinal coming up after this. And for now, we'll throw you down to the stage with Frankie, and it looks to be Brolan.
Yes, I've literally just grabbed Brolan. He's still a little bit shaky after that incredible win. Brolan, this is the third Swedish derby you've taken part in this year, and it's the third one you've won. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, we had a little bit shaky second map on Nuke, so yeah, it feels amazing.
You say a bit shaky, and yet on Dust 2 and on Overpass, you were absolutely phenomenal. How did you learn to feel at home on the big stage?
Can you repeat the question?
You are an incredible player. You played incredibly today. You're so young, and yet these arenas, they are now your friends, right? How did you learn to play under such pressure in these big spaces?
I have no idea. I think the Cindy game versus Nip was so intense, so I think that will be I don't know what to say, but it's like the hardest game, like emotional. Yeah.
You say the hardest game, but Astralis is next in the semi-final. You guys, you're still working on your strats, you're working on that structure. Today was a brawl. Tomorrow, you're going to be facing the most structured team in CS. Do you think you can beat them?
Yes.
And how?
Play our own game and don't be too nervous, because they're maybe the best team in the world, but I think we should just play our own game and don't be nervous.
And JW said in a video that DreamHack made earlier this week that he's taken you under his wing. You're the next JW. Do you feel like that? Or do you feel like you're the first Brolan?
I mean, I have no idea. I'm the first Brolan, I guess.
He's the first Brolan, everyone. Give it up for Fnatic! Let's head back to the desk to see what they made of the third Swedish derby of the year.
Oh, that baby shark Brolan, he does get it done. Do. All that and in between. We actually just witnessed the 3 maps that we didn't necessarily need, but we got it done in the end. If you are a Fnatic fan, welcome back everybody to the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. We have just concluded our first quarterfinals. And of course, now joining me on the desk will be Pimp and Potter, and we're going to talk you through this one. Why all 3 maps?
I mean, it has to do with that veto process. Fnatic, as you said, Jacob, they shouldn't have vetoed that Vertigo coming in first, but they had to. They weren't confident on it, and Nuke also is such a weaker map for them. But this Overpass, it did turn out really well, and I have to point out Flusha got a knife kill in this match, and it's not so much the knife kill itself that I was impressed with, but Fnatic haven't been in that position to even attempt a knife kill in so long. And so for them to convert and have that confidence within this round and set themselves up for plays like that is what's impressive, I think.
Surely. I mean, there's no doubt that in my mind, Fnatic were the better team in this one. I don't think NIP really stood up for the test on Overpass. I think it was a little bit lackluster. Made too many mistakes. Seemed like they were desynchronized, right? It was not a team working in synergy at all. It was not a beautiful game, right? It was Fnatic being the better team here, sure, but if they want to be competitive against tomorrow, against Astralis, right? Given the huge problems they have with the map veto, they have to step it up a big time. Crims had a good game. Brolin was fine here. He went 7 for 8 in opening duels. You know, that's all fine. But when you're facing Astralis, you gotta perform even better. And I didn't see anything today that suggests that they're going to be able to win against Astralis tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Astralis having to be the biggest shark in the pond, I think, is the easiest way to put it, right?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
They are not a baby shark for sure.
They are not a baby shark, but they do get it done at all times of the day. And I mean, even just looking at ahead of this game, we could talk about what a quarterfinal means to either of these teams, a Swedish derby, this, that, and the other. But that's all out the window now, because now Astralis stands in the way.
Sure, and I mean, Fnatic, I like Brolin, he has confidence, right? I like he's going out there and saying, yes, we can beat them. And obviously, they gotta believe they can beat him. And to be fair, if Fnatic tomorrow turns up with Flusha, Crims, and Brolin, for that matter, playing well, JW, could it be as well? I think there's a chance for them to make it competitive against Astralis. There's so much skill, there's so much experience within that lineup. So if Astralis is having a day off, then sure, Fnatic has a chance. But they need to play better than they did today, Christine.
They do, and competitive indeed. But one good thing for Fnatic's side is Brolin in this matchup, specifically on Overpass alone, he had 6 opening kills. And this youngster coming in for this Fnatic lineup, that's exactly why he was placed in there. And I do think he's the first of the Brolin. I gotta agree with him. And
the first of his name.
The first of his name. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting stuff. Okay, so let's continue down this path right now. And I guess we could talk about like where NIP goes from here and like, oh, well, you know, they don't have to go far because we're already in Sweden, blah, blah, blah. But in all reality, do we feel like the Swedish scene is coming out just a little bit ahead today in some fashion?
No, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I gotta be honest, right? I think NIP can be okay with this result. They're getting into a quarterfinal. They had a best-of-1 victory against Mousesports where they looked decent on Inferno. So overall, I think they would have sold it for a quarterfinal coming into this one. So NIP, nope, they're not back, but definitely on the right direction. Okay, right now we're going to bring in the coach of Fnatic. We're going to talk to him a little bit about everything that's gone on. Can you hear us over there?
Yes, I can hear you.
First and foremost, big questions for you. We want to talk a little bit about the veto. Talk us through that.
I mean, we don't play Vertigo, so we banned it. And we were kind of expecting Nuke, but we need more time on it. And I'm looking forward to play Astralis on Nuke tomorrow.
Okay. No spoilers or anything, man.
No spoilers.
What has your process been since jumping back into, or not back into this coaching role, but into this coaching role for Fnatic? Was there a lot of changes that you needed to jump right into, or has it just been kind of a spectate and let things flow sort of role?
I mean, I've been working with the guys for 2 years now, so we know each other. We have a good relationship, so it's nothing new, but it's mostly like me and Golden, but we worked for 1 year in the academy team as coach and in game leader. So it's nothing new really, but the new thing is that we are old players, but we are a new team for us. So that's kind of weird, but we want to build a new structure and do everything new.
Being completely honest, I think tomorrow is going to be a different task for you guys. Obviously, NIP is not a bad team, but facing Astralis is in a little bit of a different category. What are some of the areas that you need to be better at tomorrow if you want to make that competitive or even potentially win against Astralis?
I mean, for us versus NIP, it's not about strats and stuff. It's most a mental aspect, I would say, because it's like on home soil and it's NIP. We know them, they know us.
Sure.
But like Astralis is on another level. But I think we need to improve our CT sides for tomorrow. Our T sides have been really good.
So hold on, Christy, I'm going to let you answer this, but let's just go ahead and point this out right away, because before you came on here, Jacob actually said that neither Swedish team had a chance against Astralis.
I mean, we will see tomorrow, but we'll put on a real good fight, and I'm pretty confident we will win.
One last question for you. DreamHacks are a little bit different. You're able to talk in freeze times as that coach. How have you been capitalizing on this, or have you?
I mean, this is my first tournament as a main coach, so this is the first time, so I don't really know, but it's like easier for me to talk with the guys. But it's mainly Golden that's calling, but I give me input, and yeah, we're working more as a team right now, I would say. Like all the rounds we're building up is like a team decision. But Golden is like the head last say in everything.
taking on Astralis tomorrow, I think there's a good chance that they will pick Nuke as well. Is there anything in particular you guys want to fix on that map going into that matchup?
I mean, we didn't play our Nuke today, especially on the T side. I think that NIP destroyed a lot of things for us. We didn't feel it, and I think we need to be much more confident playing T side, especially against Astralis, which is probably the best Nuke team in the world. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm expecting them to pick it for sure.
Well, congratulations on making it to the semifinals of the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. Can you address the audience, address the fans at home, maybe do it in Swedish?
Okej, det har varit en jävligt tuff tid att vara Fnatic-fan, men vi har något jävligt stort på gång nu och vi kommer spela jävligt bra mot Astralis imorgon.
And obviously, Krim's having a good time back there. We're going to let you go, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so let's kind of lasso it in a little bit. Let's wrangle it in a little bit because obviously they're feeling like they're going to play Nuke tomorrow. They should have enough time to really dive into what it's going to mean to play against an Astralis on Nuke, which they're expecting to be a little bit different than that of NIP.
Sure, I think Nuke is going to be a big problem for them tomorrow. I think, as said, there is a chance that Fnatic can beat Astralis, but it requires all of the players to show up. It requires Crims to have another outstanding game. It requires flusha to have another outstanding game. And it also does require Astralis not to play up to the best. So a lot of the stars have to align tomorrow for them in order to be competitive and win. And I just don't see it after this matchup, right? This was a scrappy game. This was Fnatic being the better team, surely, but it wasn't up to the level that you can expect coming into a semifinal against Astralis.
Well, let's continue down that path, Christine. Let's let the man draw on his drawing board, and let's see what he's got.
Let the man play with his toys, yeah. What I got here is Overpass. It's 2-0 for NIP, and this is where I want to point out that this is where NIP lost the game, basically. You can see in the screen right here, there is no buy for Fnatic, right? Brolan is the only guy with an SG, and that's it. Now, the setup for the CT guys in NIP. Trist pushing up here all by himself towards long. Res, the toilet area, all by himself. Forest in CT spawn, about to rotate, but he's going to stay here the entire round. And that's something we're going to look out for. So if we play out the clip here, you can see they're just going to be static, staying like this. There is no reason whatsoever for Trist to be pushed all the way up here by himself. No reason whatsoever. And if you fast forward a little bit, you can see how it turns out. Trist pushes up, Forest returns back towards B, and Trist goes down to Brolan. And this is a round where Rest now is left all by himself here. Forest is caught in the middle of nowhere, and NIP ends up losing this round. There's no way this should be allowed on this level to make such a poor setup against an anti-eco or force buy as it turned out to be. NIP is fully aware that it's going to be a weak buy for Fnatic, yet they still have a poor setup and they end up losing the round.
That is a devastating blow. Yeah, you don't ever want to see your economy just go straight out the window like that, Christine.
No, you definitely don't. And that's all that preparation, right? That I think I can mentality, specifically when you know your teammate, opposing team is on that weak buy. You want to get in there, you want to get in the mix and get you some kills on the board. But structure, foundation, protocols, these are so important, especially at a level like this.
I think I can tell you that coming up after the break will be our next quarterfinal. This is where you're going to want to be when we come back in just a few short minutes. Vitality taking on Mouse Sports right here in the arena in Malmö. And one of these teams will be going on into that semi-final against Not As Sincere. This is going to be something that you don't want to miss. Be with us when we come back after the break.